Alright, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to go over NAN and exactly what it is, what it does, is it necessary, are there alternatives, and we're actually going to do a live example of how I would build a workflow for a Google Calendar plus Retell AI integration from scratch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And we can start with what exactly it is NAN, and if you just look it up, we will see that's an AI workflow automation. And the easiest way to explain it is it acts like a middle party between your Retell AI and your client's website or booking system. So you're going to be using it to connect those two platforms, right? And there's two ways you can actually use it. One is to buy directly from their website, which is going to be like $30 a month, and it gives you like limited usage. Or you can self-host it like I do, and that pretty much gives you unlimited usage for forever, like while you still have a server. But yeah, if you want to self-host it, then you have to buy a server, like I have one here. Yeah, so I have this one server that's like $40 a month, I think, and I just use that to self-host. Like no limits, everything is good, right? So that's what I personally prefer. And then what is exactly the point of NAN, right? And we already just explained that. Is it necessary for you to build it out? I would say no. NAN is not the most important part of running an AI agency because this job can easily be outsourced. You can just go to websites like Upwork and hire some jit from Pakistan or India to do it for you for like, I don't know, $500 or like 20% or 10% of your flat fee. And you don't have to waste like those 5, 6, 4 hours building out the workflow all by yourself, right? But if you're just starting out and you don't want to like just like give money away, you rather reinvest it back into the business, I don't know, like use that money to run ads, then it might be a good idea to obviously just build it out yourself, right? And that's why in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can do it. And in terms of alternatives, there's a couple of websites you can use. One is like just using GHL. I'm pretty sure they have like a workflow builder just built in, but I don't like GHL that much. And I think their workflow builder, I tried using it once, it was not that good because they like charge you for webhook usage and it was just not like as customizable as NAN, right? And we can just close these. Okay. And other alternatives that are like Zapier, Make.com. I've personally never used them because I just like started using self-hosted NAN like pretty much as soon as I start automating. And you really don't want to switch over from like self-hosted NAN. It's the best automation tool that there is, right? Okay. Leave that. Okay. So now we can just start out with building the Google Calendar implementation from scratch. And you're going to see exactly how I do it personally. So let's go into Retell. Okay, and like always, we're just going to go with the create an agent, voice agent, single prime agent, start from blank and create. Once we're here, okay, we're going to just start this new workflow here. We're gonna add a webhook, which pretty much goes like this. Oh, autocorrect, fuck me up. Webhook. Okay. And here you get two URLs that you can call from Retell AI to communicate with your NAN, right? One is going to be the test URL, which you have to activate each time that you want to use it by pressing on execute workflow. Or you can use the production URL, which is this. But before you can use it, you got to publish your workflow. And then it'll just, the Retell AI, whenever it wants to call the webhook, it'll do it automatically. You don't have to press on execute. So we can just, for testing, we're going to copy the test URL. We're going to close this. Going to go into webhook settings. We're going to paste it in. And now we can just, let's get like a random example of, do we want that? No, we don't need it. So here we can just start with basic, right? All we want it to do is to ask for their name, the appointment, like the appointment date, and then to confirm their appointment, right? So we're going to be like, hi, first ask for the client's name, store in client name, then tell them all the appointment slots that have been booked. Then ask them to book their desired appointment slot and store it in appointment slot. And then this is today's date and time. Today's date, time. The client is not allowed to book an appointment that is prior to the current date and time. For example, if it's January 25 at 10 a.m., the client cannot book for January 25 at 9 a.m. because instead ask them if they would like to book for tomorrow or the day after at 9 a.m. Okay. And do not mention any of the dynamic variables. And we need the slots taken. This is all the slots that are currently taken. This will be slots taken. Okay. All the appointment. Okay, so we just set up the prompt so our agent has all the variables that it needs, and it knows what to do basically, right? And now we can just start with what? Setting up like the call started portion of our webhook. So here we can pretty much just click execute. I'm going to test. Hello? Hello?
Hi there. May I have your name, please? Thank you for asking.
That's weird. I'm slow. You have to change it to post. It's not gonna work, obviously. Okay. Okay, finally. Okay, so now we can just pin this data so we can just work with it. And we're gonna start connecting. So first we're gonna have an if node that's basically going to see if the call just started or it ended. So if it just started, then obviously we're going to give it data, right? So if it's equal to started, then we have the true branch. And here we can go into Google Calendar. We're gonna get many events. Okay, and here you're gonna have to connect your Google Calendar account, which I've already done, but basically you're gonna go here, you're gonna read all this, and you're gonna do it right. It's not too hard, but if you've never done it before, it might take you like half an hour to do it. But yeah, you're gonna connect it, and then here you're gonna do get many, you're gonna select your calendar, limit, whatever, it's all up to you. Okay, and now when we try to click execute, obviously nothing's going to show up because I didn't put anything in my calendar. So we can just go over here to Google Calendar and add an event. It can be like John Smith's appointment and 10:30 until 11:30. That sounds good. Yeah, so we're gonna save that and come back here. We're gonna execute and we see it right here, right? Okay, and now we just have to format this for the AI so it kind of looks better because we can't just like send all of this here to the AI. And for this, I'm just gonna go into Gemini. I don't really care about writing code. I'm just going to have it write for me. So we're gonna go back here, gonna copy this output. Oh, and here we have to put always output data because if you don't and you have like nothing in your calendar, it's just going to stop your workflow right here. It's not gonna like actually send any data to the AI, which is not good. So yeah, make sure to always output data. And in here, we're gonna do, I fucked up. You're gonna do copy. You're gonna go here, you're gonna say write a code node for NLM that will format this data in a nice format for the AI, telling it what appointment slots have been booked for today. Paragraph like stuff. Okay, now we just wait. It gave us this. We're gonna go back here, and we're gonna add a code node, which is pretty much going to just run a code, a JavaScript code on this input, and execute. Okay, so yeah, we just took all this like confusing ass data, and we transferred it to here. Well, obviously the time is not correct, which is probably the problem with my settings here. So I'm gonna go into settings and see it's Europe, Berlin, and I'm in New York time zone. So we're gonna change that, and then if we try once again, execute, and execute again, it's still wrong. Okay. So let's just solve. The settings are already, yeah, okay. Time zone is off for some reason. It's saying 3:30 it's 4:30. It's set off 10:30, 11:30. Okay. Copy the new code, go back here, paste it in. Okay, now it's good. Okay, and then the last one is going to be your send data node, which is the HTTP request. Okay, and we can just start renaming these so it's easier. So we can have the Retell AI webhook. If not, determine if call started, ended. Get all appointments. Here is format all appointments. And then we go into this one, and this is going to be update receptionist. Okay, so it's going to be a patch for the URL, which is, I kind of memorized this, but you don't have to, right? It's going to be your HTTPS api.retellai.com/v2/update call. And then we go into Retell AI webhook. Here we're gonna get the call ID. Okay. And then authentication is going to be generic, and it's going to be a header off. And yeah, this one should be correct for me. But for you guys, the name is going to be authorization. And for the value, it's going to be bearer and your Retell AI API key. And to get the API key, right, so let me just point that out. Bearer API key, that's going to be right here, this value. And to get it, all you gotta do is go home, go into your settings, go into API keys, copy the secret key, and just put it in, right? So bearer space API key. Okay. And then what else? We need the body, and we're gonna use a JSON. And this one is going to be override dynamic variables. And I'm probably not spelling this correctly, so let me go into Retell AI API docs. Override dynamic variables. Will I find it here? Yeah, no, that's right. To be honest, I'm just going to copy it from my other workflow, because I'm not going to try and guess that. No, yep. Okay, so here we have the send data. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, go back here. We can just rename this to master class video. Okay, so update receptionist. Here, we're gonna paste it in. It's going to be expression. Okay, slots taken. Let's run this again. Okay, and here we're just going to replace this with what we got. Format a summary. Okay, so here basically we're updating that call using the call ID that we got from the webhook. And then here we're gonna override the dynamic variables /taken and today's date time, which we wrote at the start, right? So if we go back here, we're gonna see today's date time. And this is just necessary because for some reason, Retell AI doesn't have like the current date and time. It's like using data time with this LLM, I'm pretty sure. So it's always like 2024 or something. So you gotta tell it and make sure that it's not allowed to book appointments before this time. And then the appointment slots taken, there's just necessary to make sure that the AI doesn't book slots that have already been booked, right? And that's what we're doing here. We're giving it those variables. Okay, now we can just go into Retell AI again and just make sure that all these variables are mapped so that when the call ends, we can actually see all those values. So here we're just gonna go into functions. We're gonna do a extract dynamic variable. And here we're gonna do extract call details, extract the client's name, their appointment, slot, and whether they confirm their appointment. Here we're gonna add those three variables. So it would be client name, extract the client's name from the conversation, and that's a text, format John Pork. We're gonna do appointment slot, and this one's going to be extract the client's desired appointment slot, format MMDD YYY XXX. Okay, and if you're in like Europe or anywhere else, you can just switch this out to DDMM, right? It's just America is being special. And this again going to be a text. And then we have appointment confirmed to extract whether the client gave a verbal yes after being asked to confirm their appointment. And here this is going to be a boolean, which is a true false. And for this one, also make sure it's included here. So it says that, and then so we have client. That's weird. Okay. Update it. And that's pretty much it. We can start testing it out again. So click execute, test. Hello.
Hi there. May I have your name, please?
Yes, it'll be John Pork.
Thank you, John Pork. Here are the appointment slots that have already been booked. For today, there is one appointment scheduled from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Please let me know your desired appointment slot. Just a reminder,
Can we do today 12 p.m. until 1 p.m.?
I've noted your request for an appointment today from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Can you please confirm that you would like to book this appointment slot? Just say, thank you, John. Your appointment for today from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. has been confirmed. If you need to make any changes or have further questions, just let me know.
No, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, John. Have a great day. Goodbye.
All right, go back here and let's just check that we got all those variables. Yeah, like we can see, collected dynamic variables, client name John Pork, appointment slot today from 12 until 1, and we have appointment confirmed true. So now we can just build out the post call data, the post call ended branch, right? So here we're gonna do an if node first because we have the appointment confirmed, might as well use it. So if it's equal to true, then we continue. If not, we just throw out that call. So if it's true, we're going to go into a code node just to format fucking appointment slot for a Google Calendar. So we can copy this, and now we're gonna go here, make a code node that will take the appointment slot dynamic variable from the webhook payload and transform it into a viable format for Google Calendar node. So start plus end, right? Okay, paste it in. Paste it in. Okay. Copy this, go back here. Let's paste it in. Did I pin the data? No, I'll just pin this so we don't lose it. Okay, so here, obviously it's true. We're gonna execute this. And we have our start time, our end time, client name, and appointment John Pork. Okay, that's all perfect. So now we can add a Google Calendar node again. And this time it's going to be creating an event. We're gonna place this, get rid of this. It's going to be start time. Here's going to be end time. Default reminders, that's all good. Here we're gonna add a summary and basically just put that in here. Click execute. And it's right here. Okay. And before we can do just like a production test URL, we actually have to add one more if node right here. And basically, so the way that Retell AI works, there's three basic payloads that come to your webhook, and that one's going to be obviously the call started, call ended, and the call analyzed. Here we're just going to filter out the call ended because it pretty much has the same value as call analyzed, but call analyzed is usually more accurate. So we're just going to stick with that one so we don't have like duplicate data, right? So determine if call ended analyzed, and here we can just copy this thing, go here, call analyzed. If it's true, we're gonna go to the next if node. We can just rename this, determine if appointment confirmed. Get out of here. I'm gonna format appointment slot, and we're here. We're gonna book the appointment. And by the way, there's like another way to do all of this where you can actually book the appointment during the call. I'm just not going to show it in this video. Maybe I'll show it to my students in Redflow VIP. But basically, you're going to be using custom functions. You're gonna like put in your webhook here. So this is going to be like a separate webhook for it, right? So you can be like add node webhook, and you're gonna go through there, and it's basically just going to call that webhook during the call instead of after the call, right? So if you want to do that, you can also try doing that. But for this, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do after the call ends, and now we can pretty much just test it out. Hold on, before we can do that, we gotta save it, gotta publish it, and now we don't even have to click execute. We can just go here. Hello?
Hello. May I have your name, please?
Mark Smith.
Thank you, Mark. Here are the appointment slots that have already been booked for today. 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., John Smith. 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., John Pork. Please let me know your desired appointment slot. If you'd like to book for today, make sure
today from 2 p.m. until 3 p.m.
Great, you'd like to book an appointment today from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Can you please confirm that you would like to book this slot? Just say yes to confirm. Thank you, Mark. Your appointment is now booked for today from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you need to make any changes or have further questions.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Mark. Have a great day. If you need anything else, feel free to reach out. Goodbye.
Okay, and now we can just go back here. Let's reload it. And we see 2 until 3 p.m. Mark Smith, right? And that's pretty much it. And here we can just go into executions to just see what happened. So 10:41, it updated the receptionist. Then this is going to be our call ended, which we just throw out here. And this is going to be our call analyzed. We have the Retell AI webhook. It has the Mark Smith, the date, and the appointment confirmed. It goes through, it books the appointment. And that's pretty much it for the end-to-end setup. If you got any questions or you want my direct help with building this, then obviously join redflow.com. You get access to me 4 times a week. with like live calls, right? So you can just like talk to me, you can send me all your info, I can help you out. But that's pretty much it. Goodbye.